Okay, looks like we're good to go. Good afternoon everybody, my name is Mark Barron from the Dialogue Group. For those of you who don't know me, I look after the Northwest, the Northeast and Scotland. What we're here to do today is give a brief overview of Dialogue Group as a whole, and you can see down the side of the panel there we've got the various divisions for Dialogue as well as our usual sales outlet. Our sales outlet is anything from your standard volt sticks right up to your multifunction and PAT testers, but we also carry a range of FLIR thermal imaging cameras and energy logging equipment from Chauvin-Arnoux. Underneath there you can see we've got our recal division, which is our instrument repair and calibration division, and that handles everybody's instruments. So no matter what you've got, our office in Manchester can look after your calibration and repair needs. Under that we've also got an instrument hire division. Now this is something a little bit different than the usual offering from a test equipment company. Our office in Manchester has a wide range of electrical testing products, so if you've just got one or two jobs to do and you don't want to buy a new piece of equipment, then our instrument hire division may be able to help out with that too. And finally down the side there we've got our solar division. We have a small range of dedicated solar PV testers, so if that's something that you're into, then give us a call on that too. I'm joined on this presentation by Paul Broad, who's sitting in the wings, and Paul will be looking after the live chat. So if you've got any questions as we go along during this presentation, Paul will be happy to help out with those questions too. Okay, let's begin. So we're here to have a look at our range of multifunction testers, and there are two models in the range. We've got the DL911x, which is aimed at the domestic end of the market, if you like, and the 9118, which is aimed at your domestic, industrial and commercial division. All of them come with this hard plastic carry case, so we all know how good care you lot take of your instruments when you chuck them in the back of the van, so we try and protect them as best as possible too, with a hard plastic carry case with a carry handle on the top there. Opening up the top, you've got storage room in there for whatever you want to carry in there, whether it's your screwdrivers, spare fuses. This being my demo kit, I choose to couple up with another couple of Dialogue products. In here I keep my safe isolation lockout tagout equipment, as well as a brand new tester which we just launched a couple of weeks ago, the DL911x, which is our new range of non-contact voltage detectors. So keep an eye out on future presentations where we'll go through that in a little bit more detail. Open up the lid and we've got plenty of tray storage area there. The 9118 model comes with the test probe, which has the test button on the end. Very convenient if you're trying to juggle a set of test leads around at a ceiling rods or such, or you just feel like you just want to use the test probe rather than pressing the test button on the front panel. With the 9110, that's an optional accessory, but with the 9118 it's supplied with it. Good quality silicon test leads with standard 4mm terminations on the end. So no unusual multi-plug arrangements with these. These are standard 4mm leads, and should you happen to damage a set of leads out on site, then any good electrical wholesaler should have replacement sets of leads available very quickly. Large open jaw crocodile clips are also included, which simply connect on the end of your 4mm test leads. And in addition to that, you have interchangeable test probes too. So whether you want to use your crocodile clips or test probes, the whole kit is included with the tester. And just in case there are any errors, you also get a spare fuse. So if something does go wrong and you've done something you shouldn't do and you manage to blow the fuse, it doesn't hinder your performance on site. You're able to replace that fuse very quickly and continue testing. Mains lead is also included with your standard 4mm terminations on the end as well. Unit also comes supplied with a set of 6 AA batteries. Unlike some testers on the market, ours use a standard AA's, so rather than worrying that you haven't got enough charge in your batteries while you're out on site, you can very easily replace them with just standard AA batteries which you can pick up anywhere. Within the case itself, the unit is Very well housed with a foam insert to protect that, so it's not just bouncing around loose in the protective case as well. And there's also a rubber seal around the lid which keeps out the majority of moisture and dirt and dust ingress as well, protecting your investment. Okay, let's just position that ever so slightly. Okay, looking at the front panel, we can see that the neck strap conveniently locates in two lugs on the front panel. And you also might notice in the corner that we're very proud that our range of multifunction testers and portable appliance testers are British made. So especially in these difficult trading conditions, we're very proud to support British manufacturing. All these products are developed with our partner Seawood, so using their expertise, their technology and their fantastic production facility in the UK. Out the box, the unit comes with a 2-year warranty, and that's available to extend up to 3 years with an optional service plan, and details of that are included with the tester as well. Let's make sure we can get that. That's looking a bit better. Okay, the function keys down the left will change depending on what setting I've got the instrument set to, and we'll know more about that as we move through. All of the sections are easily color coded to make selecting your tests very easy. No complicated menu selections with this. All your tests are easily selected using the rotary dial. Starting on the left hand side with continuity, you can see we've got a very large clear digital display which is also color changing, and I'll come on to that a little bit later too. Anything that appears down the left hand side can be changed using the function keys on the left, as we mentioned. So pressing F1 next to the little continuity buzzer symbol will toggle that on or off. And if you don't want the blue backlight display on all the time, you can also disable that feature too. Function 4 will also start an auto test. So if rather than pressing the test button all the time, this has a convenient auto start feature which is also available on a couple of other ranges, as we'll see as we go through. Now, I mentioned the 4mm test leads. They just plug into the top there and they're color coded. Now, in almost 30 years of selling test equipment, I've made the odd mistake, and I'm sure you have too if you're going to admit it. So if I put voltage on continuity, I get two indications. I get an audible warning and a visual indication too. And if I position that correctly, you may be able to see that the display has changed bright red. So if you do happen to make an error and put voltage where you shouldn't do, this unit is giving you plenty of warning that you need to make some changes. And the test button is also inhibited. So moving from continuity, on the 9118 model, we have 3 insulation test voltages: 250 volt, 500 volt, and 1000 volts. The 9110 model is limited to 250 and 500 volts, more than enough for your average domestic and light commercial installations. Another nice feature on the insulation test is on function 2, where the little lock symbol appears on the display, and that means that the test button can be latched. So if I begin a test now, that's now latched and is constant until I press the test button again to end the test, or I turn the rotary dial off. We can see we've got our insulation reading and we've also got our output voltage. So we get an indication as to whether the instrument is kicking out the voltage that it should do to carry out the insulation test effectively. The latching facility is very useful if you're asked to do an extended insulation test, which might test a system a little bit longer, looking for any breakdown over a period of time. Switching to 500 volts, the lock symbol is eliminated this time to begin a new test. And to carry out a traditional insulation test, just hold down the button for as long as necessary. Switching back past 1000 volts and back to voltage. This is also where, on this particular model, the three-phase indication will be given if L1, L2 and L3 test leads are connected to three-phase voltage. You can see the symbol in the corner of the display there. But on that you've also got your voltage and your frequency display. So a nice big clear display, very clear, no matter what environment you're working in. Moving on the right hand side of the off position we have our loop impedance tests, and we indicated in the corner that we've got live power going to the unit, and in the top left hopefully you can see that we've got live to earth, and we can switch that and toggle across to live and neutral. This is the full current ZE, ZS high current test. Moving round the dial is our no trip facility, and we'll press the test button on that test. So you can see a little wheel moving around on the display there. That indicates that the test is in process, and the dialog units have a unique way of doing this particular test. As you can see, when the reading comes up on the screen, it's always round about a 9-second test. Now, lots of different multifunction testers carry out a no trip test in different ways. Ours has unique circuitry in where it will measure a separate loop test, specifically looking for electrical noise or RCD uplift. And that's then recalculated as part of the loop test to give a true and accurate earth loop reading every time. Let's just say that test in process again. So we've got the wheel going round. A couple of rotations of that indicates the test is in process, and round about 8 to 9 seconds later we've now got our earth loop reading. Once the test complete, I can switch between live earth or live neutral, and both PSC and PFC are displayed in one particular test, making testing a little bit quicker and a lot more convenient. Moving round the dial further, we're into our RCD section. Now, a few different options on here, so we'll go through them one by one. Half times test, times 1 your full current test, and your times 5 your fast trip test. On the left hand side we've got a couple of options when it comes to RCD testing. Function 1 changes between the 0 and the 180 phase, and function 2 changes between the type of RCD that we're testing. So here we've got a normal AC RCD, and function 4 would change the size of the trip that I'm testing. So we've got visual indication at the bottom of the screen as the type of test I'm carrying out, and the left hand side is the type of RCD that we're testing. So we've got our regular AC, we've got AC selective, we've got DC sensitive, and we've got DC selective, and then back to AC again. So as mentioned, we've got the half times, the times 1 and the times 5 your fast trip test. We've also got the auto sequence, which is how probably most of you use this feature, especially if you're testing on your own. This makes it very simple for single person testing. So with the auto sequence, the tester is going to go through all of the tests, and all you're doing is resetting the trip at the board every time it breaks out. So it'll carry out the half times test on the 0 phase and the 180. It'll then move automatically to the times 1 on the 0 and 180, and the times 5 on the 0 and 180 as well. And once that test's all complete, function 3 would cycle through all the various tests that we've got there, all 6 tests. Keep pressing function 3 and it'll continue to display those on the tester's display, so you can take time to write those down. Another very useful test while we're talking about RCDs, particularly if you've got nuisance tripping, is a ramp test facility indicated by the ramp symbol at the bottom of the display there. So again, type of RCD we're testing, function 4 changes the rating, and if we press the test button on the RCD, I won't do it because it might knock my house out, but the RCD will trip out and it'll give you actual tripping current in milliamps displayed on the tester screen. So there we have the DL911x Multifunction Tester. Very simple, but very effective. In these particular hard times, we're all looking for value for money, and if we can get the maximum specification without outlaying more than necessary, it's got to be a win-win for you as well. As I say, there's two different models. They both look visually almost identical. Just bring the 9110 up just to show you the front panel of that one too. So here we can see the 9110, and we've got our continuity, we've got our 500 volt insulation resistance test, and the 250 volt. And also we've got the voltage and frequency on there. As we said, this model doesn't do phase rotation, so that final setting is limited to your voltage and frequency. But exactly the same, high current earth loop test, giving PFC and PSC at the same time, your no trip facility, and your fully functioning RCD section with auto test and with ramp test. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an overview of the two models that we've got in the multifunction tester range. Depending on what type of testing you're doing, you can probably sit there and think which one's more appropriate for you. Probably the one that you're all thinking of question-wise as well, and I dare say Paul might have been asked for it so far. The 9110 model has a list price of around about £409 plus the VAT, and the 9110 model, which is your domestic, industrial and commercial version, sells for around about £489, £499 thereabouts, depending on how friendly the electrical wholesaler is. So that concludes the presentation on the instruments. Hopefully that's given you a good overview of the two models that we've got. If there are any questions, myself and Paul are going to hang around a little bit longer to answer those as we go. The website address is at the bottom of the screen there, dialogue.co.uk. And if you've got any other questions outside the presentation, you can give our instrument specialist a call in the office on 0161 877 0322. So thanks for watching, and watch out for more live YouTube videos from Dialogue Group very soon. Thank you. If anybody does want me to go through any of the other sections in a little bit more detail, or just wants a repeat of anything there, just drop us a message, and I'll be able to see those on the live chat feed. Okay, one other question that's just come through there, and just get the test leads. Somebody's asked us to show how to zero the test leads. My apologies, I knew I was going to miss something out the presentation, so glad that somebody's pointed that out. So let's just take the leads. Okay, to zero the test leads, put the tester into continuity, put together the crocodile clips, and if we hold down function 3, it begins its test, takes the reading of the leads, and automatically subtracts that from any future values. So take those apart, press the test button, which should give us open circuit, and pop those back together. Sorry, zero the leads. And that's taken that out. Incidentally, the nulling of the test leads will stay there until you either replace the batteries or you replace your test leads. If the leads become damaged and you just want to replace your test leads, then it's good practice to zero the test leads just to make sure. Just to answer Neil's question there, thanks for that one, Niels. The 9110 doesn't come with the push button test probe, but it is available as an accessory. Okay, looks like the questions have all been answered. If anybody does have any questions, then give our office a call on 0161 877 0322, or you can email sales@dialog.co.uk. And once again, thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for any forthcoming videos that we've got by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Dialog Group. Thanks again, and bye.